Rain-slicked alley under flickering blue lights. Glitching sounds fill the air as a shimmering rift tears space.
Elan Drake, 13, fights to stand. His small blue dragon, Byteflare, a vibrant spark against the dark.
Juno Tran and Tarek Voss stand guard, their faces etched with worry in the harsh, unsteady light.
Charles Rembrandt, 12, works on his wrist rig, his brow furrowed in concentration.
The rift buzzes with unseen energy, a hairline fracture threatening to split reality wide open. The rain intensifies, mirroring the growing tension as the group braces for what's to come. From the rift, a corrupted wolf Eidolon, Nyxhound, emerges, his fractured armor glinting ominously in the dim light. Nyxhound limps forward, his red eyes burning with malevolence, a predator wounded but far from defeated. Muscles coil beneath his damaged armor, as Nyxhound prepares to lunge. His form is tense, a coiled spring of fury ready to unleash chaos. Nyxhound's voice, a guttural snarl, echoes in the alley. You shouldn't have come back. In the dim back alley, Byteflame's silhouette flashes as she narrowly avoids a brutal attack. Nyxhound lunges, its metallic claws scraping against the grimy brick.
Juno launches her mini-drone, its tiny lights mapping the alley's grim confines.
Tarek throws an EMP flare, hoping to disable the beast.
The EMP flare sputters, a useless burst of light against Nyxhound's armored hide. Nyxhound advances, unfazed, its glowing eyes fixed on its prey. In the dim alley, Charles hunches over intricate tech, wires snaking across damp asphalt, energy crackling. Juno's intense gaze is fixed on the alley's entrance, a silent sentinel against the encroaching dark. Signal noises spiking. This feels staged, Charles warns, his brow furrowed in concentration. Adjusts a device on his wrist, a quiet intensity in his eyes. We end it fast, he states. In a dim back alley, Nyxhound scrapes a claw against the asphalt, leaving trails of glowing red code. The code pulses like veins, spreading across the cracked ground, a digital plague taking root in the physical world. Nyxhound's eyes glow with manic intensity as he declares, "The grid starves!" A chilling promise hangs in the air as Nyxhound concludes, "I will feed it." In the dim back alley, Nyxhound explodes forward, a blur of shadow and raw speed unleashed. Nyxhound strikes Byteflare with explosive force, sending the dragon skidding across the grimy floor. Elan's urgent cry pierces the air. "Byteflare up!" With a defiant snarl, Byteflare rises, his eyes blazing with determination. Been waiting for round 2. Sparks fly as the two titans prepare to clash again, the alley echoing with anticipation. The gritty alley becomes a battleground as Nyxhound and Byteflare prepare for another earth-shattering collision. In the grimy back alley, Byteflame's powerful tail sends Nyxhound crashing into a dumpster. Nyxhound swiftly recovers, using the wall to launch into a sprint. Juno calculates, projecting a dotted arc that maps Nyxhound's escape route. The alley becomes a stage for a high-stakes chase, shadows lengthening. Each movement is precise, the air thick with tension and anticipation. In the alley, the wolf stumbles, landing with a pained yelp. A disturbing sign emerges as red static crawls ominously up the fire escapes. On Elan's hand, the stone ring flares with light, a silent warning thrumming beneath the surface. Charles's voice cuts through the tension. He's throttling corruption. If he spikes again, the rift widens. In the grimy back alley, Elan stands resolute, his focus absolute as he uses his neural implant. Unseen energy crackles around them, a silent prelude to the storm about to break. Nyxhound's ribs flare with intense light, glyphs blazing across his metallic frame. Elan's voice, calm yet commanding, cuts through the building tension. On my call. Nyxhound, a metallic god of war, prepares to unleash his devastating power. Witness ascent, Nyxhound declares, his voice a synthesized echo of impending doom. In the dim back alley, Elan's sharp gesture cuts through the tense air, his eyes burning with anticipation. Byteflare coils, a viper of contained energy ready to strike at Elan's command, muscles taut. Nyxhound begins the incantation, his mouth open to unleash the arcane power. Core corruption. Elan's command is sharp, impatient. Now! Byteflare interrupts with raw urgency, snarling, "Cut the monologue." The air crackles, thick with anticipation as the alley prepares to become a battleground. Byteflare unleashes a wing blast, sending Nyxhound hurtling towards a power pole. The alley is plunged into deeper darkness as the transformer explodes, shadows stretching grotesquely. Sparks rain down as Nyxhound collapses against the shattered pole, the air thick with ozone. Tarek's voice cuts through the night. He's faking weakness. Classic bait. In the alley, Nyxhound rises, his body glitching with static. A horrifying laugh, like tearing metal erupting from him. Ascension. Regardless of interruption, Nyxhound declares. his voice a chilling echo in the confined space. He gathers energy again, the air shimmering, distorting the grimy alleyway into an impossible space. The rift screams, a high-pitched whine, threatening to shatter the world. In the dim alley, Elan raises the ring. The ring's sigil flares, unfolding into a circle of holographic glyphs around Elan's hand. The glyphs glow, illuminating Elan's face with an ethereal light. Elan, with conviction, commands, "Byteflame, ascend." In the alley, blue light spirals with violent intensity, signaling Byteflame's transformation. Byteflame's silhouette distorts, metallic plates clicking ominously into place around him. Wings unfurl, revealing embered circuitry glowing with fierce power. Byteflare, his evolved form, descends heavily, radiating intense light. A surge of power emanates from Byteflare, lighting up the dark alley. In the dimly lit alley, shadows stretch and twist as dust motes swirl in the faint light. Byteflare's posture tenses, every muscle coiled and ready. His eyes narrow, a glint of challenge in their depths. The air crackles with anticipation, a silent promise of conflict. Round 2 accepted, Byteflare declares, his voice a low growl in the alley's gloom. Within the hollow grid, Fangmaster observes a brutal fight through a distorted, grainy feed. His mask, crisscrossed with glowing red veins, conceals most of his face, a silent observer in the digital abyss. Sanglupmon lurks in the shadows, a dark and imposing figure watching the feed intently. The unidentifiable node pulses with a cold digital energy as violence unfolds on the screen. In the dim back alley, Nyxhound lunges from the shadows, a predator unleashed in the urban jungle. Byteflare meets the attack head-on, claws flashing in a swift parry. Numeric sparks erupt as metal meets metal, a digital firework display in the grimy alley. The clash echoes, a fierce dance of shadow and light in the heart of the city's underbelly. In the alley, Juno's drone casts shimmering, hard light barriers, a stark contrast against the gritty brick. Charles hunches over complex equations, fingers flying as he races to decode the rift's secrets. Tarek leaps over a railing, a shadow against the dim light, driven by desperate urgency. Arc nodes hum with power as Tarek plants them, their light pulsing as they triangulate the unstable rift. The alley crackles with energy, a dangerous dance of light and shadow as time runs out. Each move is precise, a desperate attempt to control the chaos before it consumes everything. In the dim alley, Charles hunches over a complex device, his brow furrowed in concentration. Sweat glistens on his forehead as his fingers dance across the interface, a whirlwind of focused energy. "If we invert the sign channel, we can choke the corruption feed," Charles mutters, his voice tight with urgency. Juno watches him, her expression a mix of worry and anticipation. "You've got 10 seconds. Juno's voice hardens as she anticipates danger. He's building to something dumb. Charles races against time, the device humming with barely contained power. In the alley's gloom, Nyxhound's chest rips open, revealing a pulsating, ribbed turbine of crimson. He absorbs data flame from shattered screens, the alley's digital ghosts fueling his dark transformation. Glitch heat courses through him, inflating his skin, a grotesque parody of life and code. His eyes burn with cold fire as the data reshapes him, a monster born of broken technology. Power surges, twisting his features into a mask of digital madness and raw, untamed energy. He proclaims, a chilling echo in the alley's confines. "I drink the void." In the grimy back alley, Elan's urgent shout pierces the air, his voice echoing off the brick walls. Byteflare pressure him. "Do not let him finish," Elan commands, his eyes blazing with intensity. Byteflare charges with terrifying speed, a hulking figure of raw power unleashed. Its horn hooks beneath Nyxhound, lifting him helplessly into the air, a display of brute force. Byteflare hurls Nyxhound toward the shimmering rift, its unstable edges flickering ominously. Elan sprints through the dim alley, his movements urgent and precise. He plants the ring firmly on the ground, a pivotal act under the oppressive sky. Runes erupt from the ring, blooming into vibrant blue roots that pulse with ethereal light. These radiant tethers anchor Byteflare, binding it with otherworldly energy, a beacon in the grimy alley. In the dim alley, Charles strains against an invisible force, his face contorted in effort. Muscles bulge as he fights, beads of sweat glistening in the harsh, unforgiving light. "Almost there," Charles grits out, each word a testament to his struggle. A surge of dark energy crackles around him, the air thick with unseen power. A chilling voice echoes, screams, energy peaking, as Nyxhound revels in Charles's torment. Charles's eyes widen in terror as the unseen force tightens its grip, threatening to consume him. In the dim alley, Nyxhound begins to speak, his words hanging in the air. "Core corruption. Overdree Nyxhound starch," his expression intense. Byteflare abruptly cuts him off, his sharp intake of breath echoing in the narrow space. Byteflare's eyes narrow, a silent warning cutting through the tense atmosphere. tense atmosphere smothers the back alley, shadows clinging to every corner. Elan gestures wildly, his face etched with urgency and command. "Do it!" Elan barks, the order sharp and piercing through the heavy air. Byteflare's eyes ignite with power, a surge of energy crackling around him. "Mega Flame!" Byteflare shouts. The air distorts as flames erupt, painting the alley in violent light. In the back alley, a digital blue-gold fire explodes, engulfing the scene in blinding light. The torrent of raw energy slams Nyxhound against the shimmering, unstable rift. The intense heat distorts the air, revealing the alley's gritty details. The fire morphs into geometric sigil flames, searing through corrupted code. Each sigil pulses with power, etching itself into the fabric of reality. The alley is momentarily bathed in an ethereal, otherworldly glow. In a rain-soaked alley, the rift flickers violently, its edges tearing apart in bright blue seams. The Nyxhound dissolves into harmless, inert pixels. The pixels drift like ash in the somber, rain-slicked air. Silence descends, broken only by the steady drumming of rain on the pavement. The alley is still, the aftermath of the battle fading into the night. In the dim alley, Tarek's face splits into a grin. His eyes gleam with triumph in the shadows. "Now that was mega," Tarek says, his voice echoing. Byteflare's steady confirmation cuts through the air. "Confirmed." The alley seems to hold its breath, secrets lingering in the grimy air. A sense of victory hangs heavy, promises whispered in the alley's darkness. In the dim back alley, Byteflare exhales, his light fading, a visible struggle etched in his stance. His form flickers, the transformation imminent, as he devolves back into Byteflame, his body wavering. The ring, once radiating intense energy, cools, its glow receding into a dull glimmer. Byteflame stumbles, his movements unsteady, as the shift takes its toll. Elan watches his expression a mix of triumph and relief as the situation turns in his favor. A decisive declaration echoes in the alley. "Got you." At the alley mouth, blue hazard tape shimmers with holographic light as the team gathers, packing away their equipment. Residual energy crackles in the air, a silent testament to the power unleashed. Charles reports, his voice cutting through the hum. "Good news, your ring stabilized 3 blocks of grid." Juno's expression darkens, a shadow passing over her face as she retorts. "Bad news, somebody was watching. Packet trace points to hollow grid," she warns, her words hanging heavy in the air. The team exchanges uneasy glances, the implications of Juno's report sinking in. In the hollow grid, Fangmaster confronts a wall of sigils, his masked face illuminated by an eerie, pulsing red light. The sigils cast long, dancing shadows that stretch and writhe across the cold, metallic floor. Each pulse of light seems to resonate with the dark energy that permeates the node. Sanglupmon lurks in the shadows, a silent guardian, its eyes gleaming with predatory anticipation. The air crackles with unspoken power, a palpable tension hanging heavy in the unknown node. The hollow grid is silent, heavy with unseen menace. Shadows writhe, cast by a hidden light. From the ceiling, a dozen veil eaters uncoil, serpentine bodies descending slowly. Their eyes glint with dark purpose as they fixate on a map of Eastbridge below. Every movement is precise, calculated, hinting at a coordinated, deadly plan. Fangmaster's voice echoes, cold and assured. "They name their fire like heroes. Next they will name their graves," he finishes, sealing their doom with a chilling promise. At the alley mouth, Elan's resolve hardens his features, a stark contrast to the grim surroundings. He raises the ring high, a beacon against the darkness, ready to defy the shadows. A pulse of pure energy radiates from the ring, a silent promise of change sweeping through the alley. "We send a message too," Elan declares, his voice ringing with defiance, challenging the unseen powers. At the alley mouth, Elan stands resolute, his gaze fixed on an unseen adversary, tension hanging heavy in the air. Tarek steps forward, joining Elan. A determined spark ignites in his eyes, mirroring Elan's unwavering stance. Elan's voice cuts through the silence, defiant and challenging. "We're not running." Tarek's resolve amplifies Elan's defiance. "We're upgrading," he declares, ready to face whatever lies ahead. At the alley mouth, Juno checks her phone, her face thoughtful. "Group chat name, Mega Flame," Juno says, her voice echoing slightly. Byteflame types furiously, his brow furrowed, fingers dancing across the screen. His concentration is intense, a digital warrior at work. Requesting admin privileges, Byteflare mutters, lost in the digital world. At the alley mouth, the team's laughter echoes, a blend of exhaustion and camaraderie. The distant rumble of thunder underscores their shared relief, a low, vibrating hum in the night. The rain falls with a gentler touch, as if nature itself acknowledges their triumph. Each member steals a moment, breathing deeply, letting the weight of the night wash away. A shared glance, a silent understanding passes between them, solidifying their bond. In the dim glow of his monitor, Charles pores over a file labeled Corelloc Reintegration, his face etched with concentration. He hesitates, his fingers hovering over the mouse, a storm of internal conflict brewing behind his eyes. With a decisive move, he drags the sensitive file toward a folder cryptically named Trust. The file vanishes into the digital ether, leaving Charles to confront the weighty consequences of his choice. In the dimness of Charles's room, the soft glow of Elan's watch illuminates the space. A tiny notification icon pulses rhythmically on the watch screen, a silent call to action. Elan glances down, his expression softening as his gaze is drawn to the light. A faint smile graces his lips, a subtle hint of warmth in the cool night air. On the small screen, a team photo glows, a reminder of camaraderie and shared purpose. The image on the watch is a beacon in the dark, a symbol of connection. In the dimly lit room, shadows crawl on the walls, setting the stage for a tense confrontation. Elan stands alone amidst the gloom, his face etched with determination. A palpable resolve hardens his features as he prepares for what's to come. His voice cuts through the silence, a declaration of intent. Round 3 then. The air thickens with anticipation as Elan steels himself for the impending challenge. Absolute darkness consumes the screen, an infinite void stretching in every direction. Silence reigns, an unbroken stillness that presses against the senses. A canvas of pure black, devoid of shape, texture, or form. The absence of light is complete, a profound and unsettling emptiness. Nothing exists, a stark, all-encompassing nothingness. Night falls over Eastbridge, a sprawling cyberpunk metropolis ablaze with neon signs and shimmering holographic ads. Rain-slicked streets mirror the city's vibrant yet gritty soul, reflecting a dazzling array of lights. A panorama of technological marvels against a backdrop of urban decay. Eastbridge pulses with electric energy, a city that never sleeps. Inside Byteflame's mind, fragmented memories flicker, a broken hollow screen of a past trauma. Searing images illuminate the mindscape, a key event forging the unbreakable bond. Echoes of that moment resonate, revealing Byteflame's fierce determination. The visual fragments reveal the depth of the connection between Byteflame and Elan. The memory explains Byteflame's eagerness for Round 2, driven by deep loyalty. Juno, face smudged with grease, works with focused intensity. Sparks dance around her soldering iron. Her workshop, a vibrant organized chaos of tools and drone parts, hums with creative energy. Juno pauses, her brow furrowed in concentration, a sudden realization dawning in her eyes. She detects a faint, hidden signal buried within the rift's chaotic energy signature. A subtle anomaly hints at something larger, a conspiracy lurking beneath the surface. The gears turn in her mind as she contemplates the implications of her discovery. In the training room, Tarek's powerful form moves with calculated precision, a dance of raw strength and strategic finesse. He pauses, the holographic projection of Nyxhound's fighting style shimmering before him, a silent study of deadly grace. Tarek's brow furrows, his eyes sharp as he dissects the footage, searching for the chink in Nyxhound's formidable armor. Recognition sparks in his eyes, a subtle flaw revealed, a vulnerability to exploit. The tide may be turning. Bathed in the glow of monitors, Charles toils late into the night, surrounded by stacks of data printouts. He pores over information about the Core Sigil and reintegration protocol, his brow furrowed in concentration. A disturbing truth begins to dawn on him, casting a shadow of concern across his face. The origins of the corruption reveal a sinister connection to the hollow grid, chilling him to the core. The weight of the revelation settles heavily on Charles as he grasps the enormity of the situation. On a rooftop at night, Elan stands silhouetted against the sprawling cityscape, a solitary figure amidst the urban expanse. The wind whispers around Elan, carrying secrets and anxieties as he contemplates the distant, twinkling lights. His thoughtful gaze reflects the weight of the Core Sigil, a burden of power pressing heavily upon him. The city sprawls beneath him, a reminder of the responsibilities he bears and the challenges looming on the horizon. A sense of isolation envelops Elan as he grapples with the implications of his abilities in the vast night. The cool night air hints at the solitary path ahead, a journey marked by strength and sacrifice. Inside Fangmaster's lair, Arcane symbols glow amidst bubbling concoctions, casting eerie shadows that dance across the chamber. Fangmaster, a figure of dark ambition, stands before a shadowy form, their presence flickering in the dim light. With sweeping gestures, Fangmaster outlines his sinister plot, his voice dripping with malice. He details his plan to exploit the rift's instability, a strategy designed to sow chaos throughout Eastbridge. The shadowy figure listens intently as Fangmaster's vision of destruction takes shape in the dimly lit lair. Fangmaster solidifies his role as a formidable antagonist. His ambition is boundless as the shadows around him. Eastbridge streets pulse with life. Marketplaces overflow with exotic goods under the bright sun. Children's laughter echoes through sun-drenched parks, a symphony of carefree joy. Families gather, sharing steaming meals and stories, their bonds a fortress against the world. The city's diverse faces blend into a vibrant tapestry of cultures and traditions. Each moment underscores what they fight to protect. The heart of Eastbridge, beating strong. In the dimly lit hideout, maps and laptop screens cast an eerie glow on the faces of the determined team. Anna, the leader, points firmly to a location on the map, her calm voice cutting through the tension. Mark, the tech expert, furiously types code, the digital lines reflecting his intense focus. Chloe, the strategist, leans in, her eyes narrowed as she dissects the plan with sharp precision. The air is thick with anticipation, a palpable camaraderie binding them in their shared mission. Night falls on Eastbridge. Darkness creeps around the edges of the town. A faint ethereal glow emanates from the core sigil in the distance. The sigil pulses with a soft light, a beacon against the shadows. Eastbridge stands resilient, a community united in the face of encroaching darkness. The core sigil is a symbol of hope,